Bucket traps are a very general kind of trap that can be used for many different fruit pests and vegetable pests that have a pheromone lure available for them. So when you buy a brand new trap, it comes in these pieces. There's a white bottom piece, a yellow middle piece, a green top piece, a little lure basket at the bottom and top, and then a hanger of some kind. So they're just 2 steps that are important for a brand new trap. And then you don't have to worry about these if you keep your trap for several years. You have to attach the yellow middle to the green top by pressing the pegs into the holes. But sometimes they can offer a bit of resistance, so it can take a little bit of fiddling, but you try and push them all the way in as far as they will go. Once these are in, it's a good idea to never try and take them apart again, like for storage, because they have a tendency to break. So just once they're attached, you leave them. The other step that is unique for first-time traps is you'll notice the bottom white part doesn't have any drainage holes in it at all. And these often end up getting some rain blown into them. So I think it's a good idea. Here is one of my older bottoms. To take an electric drill with a very small drill bit, and I usually drill 6 small holes around the edge of the trap. That just allows for some drainage. If it's your first year or a later year, you need to have a fresh lure and a fresh fumigant. So for the fresh lure, we're going to load that pheromone lure into this little lure basket. A lot of the brands of lures are in this circular piece, looks sort of like an eraser on a pencil. So there are a few different ways you can put them in the lure basket. One is you can simply drop it down into the lure basket. The other way is there is this molded part at the top where you can try and insert either the small end or the large end of the lure into that little hole. And then you just snap the top in, and the lure just actually came loose. But in any case, those are ways you can get the lure in the basket. Then you just press it in. Final step for assembly would be to put the hanger. The hangers have varied from year to year, but they're usually some kind of wire or string that you wrap around. Now, so any moths are attracted into that lure will fall down into the trap, but they're alive. We need to kill them. So to kill the moths in the trap, we usually use a fumigant strip, such as this vapor tape 2. This style that I like is a 1 by 4 inch piece that's really bigger than you need for a single trap, so I like to cut it in half. And then we replace these about every 6 to 8 weeks. So to cut it in half, I have a razor blade that I use for this purpose. I'm going to put on some blue nitrile gloves for handling the chemical. There is an insecticide. Fumigant is the active ingredient in these. If you don't have nitrile gloves, you can also wear a latex glove, or just try not to touch the actual fumigant. So I'm taking my razor blade, I'm bending the lure in half, and then simply cutting it in 2. Then you can just drop this fumigant into the bottom of the trap, but then every time you check the trap, you have to move the fumigant out of the way. So what I prefer to do is to hang it from the top part of the trap. So to do this, I have a high-tech method that involves a paper clip and a piece of duct tape. So here's my paper clip that I just unbend. Here's my piece of duct tape, and I am simply going to tape the one end of the bent paper clip to the bottom of the funnel. Then the other part of the paper clip sticking out as a hook, and that's where the fumigant has a little hole already punched in it. You just put it on the paper clip, and then that way it hangs down so it doesn't get mixed in with the insects that are on the bottom of the trap. Then to assemble it, you simply put the 2 pieces together and give it a twist. So that is one way with one common style of lure. The only other thing I'll show you is there's some companies make a lure that is more of a flat style of lure with a sticky backing. So I usually just bend the lure in a loop so that it can fit down into the lure basket about halfway down, put the top on, and put that into the trap. So whether you buy the flat style of lure or the round style of lure, either one is compatible with the bucket trap. So that's all there is to it. Now we need to go put it out in the orchard.